Alright, now before we dive back into the whole, fighting dragons thing, we're gonna stop by a place called the Memory Forest, where you will not spend any of your time, really, because it's kind of pointless. Mostly the only thing you can do at this point is, the only thing we can do now, certainly, is have this nice anime man talk to us about dragons. It's mostly stuff that I've already explained about elemental weaknesses and evolution and stuff, so if I haven't already explained it, I will explain it in the future. And the other thing is you can release your dragon. There's no reason that you would want to do that, that I can think of, unless you can't, unless your biobank storage is full. You will automatically come here, however, like when your dragon dies of old age, supposedly it's sort of, instead of dying, your dragon is released into the wild where it can die, in peace, I guess. And the thing is describing right now is that if there's a memory card in slot 2, it'll read your saves on there and generate wild dragons that you can catch, that you can't use in official bouts, but you can use in a place called Pablo's, which we'll get to later. So I'll show that off later. What? Was ist das? Yes, sure enough, he explained about evolution, and here we are at the first stage. Your dragon cocoons itself for a day. It's usually, it's around age 7 or 8. So we go home and we'll just rest for a day, and then bam, there is our dragon, now an adult. So let's show off what this dragon can do, not at the arena, but at this guy's place. This is Pablo. Pablo's, which I just mentioned, is a place where you can fight. You can, undertake dragon fights with any of these eccentric characters right here, and for money. And of course, you get money in the official bouts, but nowhere near like the kind of money you can make at Pablo's. And it's it's a gamble, but it's an easy gamble because the key is you go home and you save first, and then if you lose, then you just reload your save and try again. It's a little annoying, but generally speaking, this is the place you want to go to earn your money. In fact, you might notice that our money figure in the top right corner is a lot higher than it just was. Never mind that. Alright, so you can also, this is what a dragon fight looks like. It's the exact same arena as with the baby fights, but your opponent's dragons will always be at the same evolutionary stage as your own, and otherwise it's actually pretty boring. It's pretty much just the same. So let's go to something not necessarily new, but more plot. That's not the right word. Plot is not the right word, but more progression related, and watch our newly adult dragon kick some ass and win the A rank of the junior class. So pretty much more of the same though. Again, this is quite a repetitive game. It's not a bad game, but it's a bit more than a little repetitive, and ultimately the combat system is just not as deep as it ought to be, and it, at least to contrast it as far as well-known Mon games. I mean, what can I say? The Pokemon comparison will always be apt in my mind, because it's why I got interested in this game in the first place when I was, 9 or whatever. But at least in something like Pokemon, your Whoa, okay. Hello there. Your Pokemon learns new moves, and there's 150 of the, or 151, or however many. I'm sounding like such an old, positively a fogey here with my late 90s references. Come on. However many Pokemon there are in a given game, you can, can mix and match, and they each have different properties, more so than with the dragons. Mostly these dragons are fairly cosmetically different, but fundamentally the same, which makes the game just rather shallow, as open-ended and as it can be. There's not much to the core mechanic, sadly. It's a lot of this. It's a lot of, to safely make your way through the game, you just do a lot of this. You get ahead, and then you wait out the timer. Oh boy. But yay, we won. Go us. And so now we've graduated to the fighter class, or the fighter rank. Yes, thank you for your advice, Arya. And we could once again move on to the next rank up and fight ourselves some bigger and scarier dragons than what we have. But once again, ooh, look at that disadvantage we're at. So instead, let's go shopping. That line is indeed our cue to go visit Ashuka. And so now it's time for a montage of all the stuff that you can buy at Ashuka's place. Stat boosting items for speed, HP, muscle, and special attacks of one for each element. To polish to increase reflection efficiency on your shield. Speaking of shields, Ashuka also sells really expensive, really awesome, large size weapons that you can only get there, and that are really cool, and we don't have enough money for at this point, but trust me, later on, wait and see. Seeds boost wisdom, which affects evolution in ways that you'll see next video. What? Evolution? I said it again, and behold, etc., etc. So we know the gist at this point. We go to the apartment and we rest, and then when we get up, our dragon will have evolved again, and now it's a senior. Bam. Big and fierce. And it weighs so freaking much because I spend entirely too much time resting. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I was recording this footage, because resting increases your HP, but it also increases your weight, and so you do it too much, your dragon will get way too heavy. And anyway, moving on to the things that you're actually seeing. Now we're upgrading our equipment to some large type items. Get our dragon ready to kick ass at the higher levels of competition. I'm not sure why I'm taking so long with this. I'm not sure what I'm thinking in all of this recording of the footage. Well, whatever. That type that you just saw for that dragon, it said evil. Evil is one of two types, along with spirit, of dragon that you can only breed once you have beaten all the championship matches, and then you unlock, unlock the option to to breed a dragon that looks like that. It's a very strange looking dragon. So spirit and evil dragons will be unlocked, and I'll show them off in greater detail in the final video, when I'll show you all of the remaining appearances of dragons, at each stage and each type. And then I'll also show off all the weapons in that final video. In the meantime, if you are paying attention to the specific back and forth of these fights as I'm recording them, you may start to notice, and especially in the next video when we get to the championship fights, that the higher the level of evolution of the dragon, the higher you get in the rankings, especially, the easier it is to close large gaps, or to get big leads. Like, the fights get easier to unbalance, if that makes any sense. The reason being that while a dragon's stats may, yours and your opponent's dragon's stats may increase proportionally relative to each other, it doesn't always work that way, because, for instance, specifically for my strategy, the opponent dragon gets more special attacks, and I get shield with a higher reflection rate and more reflection uses. So I'm able to do way more damage by just reflecting their special attacks back at them. Not just way more damage in terms of numbers, but also percentage-wise. And that's why next video, in fact, you'll see the first time I kill an enemy dragon. First and only time that you'll see, I think. Simply by sheer force of, blocking. His special attacks are doing, he has so many of them and he's doing so much damage, and I'm reflecting so much of that damage so many times that it unbalances. That's... what is it with me and words today? Look, my point is, look at his hit points. He's got 83 left, and we ain't even done yet. Just wait until next video. I guess that's what I mean. So, yes, the World Dragon Championship division awaits us next video.